the first Kiki is the first guest that we have that had been on the old Nollywood on radio and is back here now to talk today. And there's going to be a lot of things that we need to talk to Kiki about. First, let me welcome Kiki to the studio.
Hi, good afternoon. It's been an age.
Okay, so before we talk to Kiki, I'm going to read a profile that I have here. Am I read? So, Nkiruka Kiki Omenili is a prominent Nigerian actress, producer, entertainer, and television personality, presenter, and entrepreneur. Kiki Omenili is from Anambra State, and she was born on May 31st in Lagos, Nigeria. She studied and backed a medical degree in the University of Lagos in 2006. She exhibited a passion for acting from a young age, participating in stage plays throughout her primary and secondary education. This enthusiasm continued into her university year, where she was an active member of the drama club. She took part in various productions and competitions. Kiki's transition from medicine to acting began in 2011, when she secured the role of Debbie in the TV series Behind the Smile. The following year, she made her feature film debut as Titi Hastrop in Married but Living Single. I remember that. Sharing the screen with notable actors. Her television credits include the role in The Valley Between, Natural Watch, Lucky Wives, Giddy Culture, Run. I remember Run. In 2011, she hosted a dance reality TV show, Dance 234, produced by Konga Entertainment. In 2016, Kiki showcased her versatility by starring in Nigerian box office hit Couple of Days, earning praise for the portrayal of the character Joke. Kiki made her debut as a producer on May 31st, 2016, with the short film Unprotected, based on true life events she encountered during her medical studies. Okay. Beyond her acting career, Kiki is dedicated to humanitarian work. She has also continued to make significant strides in the Nigerian entertainment industry, seamlessly blending her medical background passion for acting and humanitarian work. But more recently, I think you were in Baby Farm.
Yes, baby farm.
You left that out of your profile, so
Okay.
we need to add that.
First, before we talk about Nollywood, I'd like to ask you, why is it that how easy was it for you to leave medicine for acting? Because of the fact that now it is easier because a lot of you, as a young person, you can point to a lot of successful actors and actresses, but at that time it was not the case.
Yeah.
A lot of actors were struggling, so it was not easy for a parent who has sent a child to school to spend 7 years reading medicine, and then you now say you want to go and be
At that
an
time, it
actor
was probably 9 years.
because of child.
I mean,
Well, thankfully, I went to Unilag, so 7 years was 7 years. Um, hmm. I like to say that I never really left medicine. Yeah, because I might not be practicing clinically, but yeah, I never left. I do a lot of stuff in medicine, and anybody who goes to my Instagram page will see maybe I'm doing this thing is Dr. Kiki Omenili. It's not just, you know what I mean. So yeah, I never really left, but I understand what you mean, like the actual clinical practice of medicine. My parents were very supportive. They were very supportive. I think that as parents, you just want to know that your child is going to do okay in whatever field that they've chosen to be in. And when they saw that I was actually doing okay, I mean, yeah, they supported me. And I'm really grateful for that because I know some of my colleagues have stories about how they had to sneak out of the house to go for auditions because their parents would not support what they were doing and all that. So I didn't have that problem, luckily. So I'm grateful for that.
Let's talk about Baby Farm. Everybody's talking about
Baby
Baby Farm.
farm, yeah.
Now is the series of the moment.
Yeah, I want to say so. It came out on the 21st of March. Since the 22nd, it's been a number one, and it is still a number one. So that's something. It's been number one for almost 3 weeks. So yeah, that's something.
So, tell me, when you were working on the project, did it relate anything to you? As something like that happened to someone that is close to you?
are you aware of baby farms in Nigeria?
Well, yes, I think everybody is aware. The one that does my head in, is when you hear stories of women that, they promise them that they can't get pregnant, right? And they come to wherever and they inject them with all sorts of things, and then their stomach will start, bloating, and then they tell them not to go for a scan. And the reason they're telling you don't go for a scan, obviously, is because there's no baby in your tummy. Then, whenever it's time to give birth, they now do whatever operation. Then when they wake up, they hand them a baby. and they'll tell them that, and I'm like, how unenlightened do you need to be for someone to tell you don't go for a scan, and then you actually don't go for a scan and you don't realize that you are not pregnant because they inject all those hormones into you. So you might feel bloated, you might feel sick, you might feel whatever, just like someone would in pregnancy. But I mean, come on, if you're pregnant, you will know that you're pregnant. Did you feel any baby movement? Did you feel any baby kicking? I mean, it's crazy. And these things continue to thrive in Nigeria. I'm not sure what the problem is. I'm not sure whether it's about the fact that we are not enlightened enough. I'm not really sure what the problem is. So I really thought it was a very important story to tell. I'm very glad that Moabudu decided to tell that story because it's nice for us to constantly be entertained, but it's also nice for us to learn something in the process of being entertained. So yeah.
Okay, so I remember that I met you during when you did this stage play at Freedom Park with Papi Biawa. Yes, and
Ah.
I remember that it was after that I did run, but after a while you sort of went off in the industry. I couldn't. There was I didn't hear a lot about you
About,
at the
yeah.
time. And then all of a sudden you're back on our screens with Baby Fam. What was happening in that period? You took a hiatus from
No,
the
no, no, no,
industry.
no, no. I didn't take a headers at all. I would say that I slowed down in terms of the fact that I didn't just want to be doing any project. So if a project wasn't really worth it in terms of what kind of story it told or what kind of impact it will make, I probably wouldn't do it. Yeah, no, I did not completely go away. I mean, I did. There was in 2023 there was Sugar Niger that I was a part of. Yeah, so I didn't completely go away. It was just a slowing down, like trying to do projects that are impactful, that actually mean something. So yeah,
How
that's
did you
that's what it was.
secure the role in Baby Fam? Or was there any other role
I
that you
just, I
went for?
just, I just, the role in Baby Farm. No, I think they're playing Ify because Ify was even the hero at the end of the day.
Surprisingly.
So yeah, no, considering that the cast, actually the makers were actually people who were like of a younger age group than me. Yeah, I don't even think there's any other role that I could have played in Baby Farm apart from Ify. So no, I wouldn't have rather played any other role. um I liked Ify's character. I liked the fact that at every time that you saw her, I remember watching it and thinking, this babe was just always stressed. She was never relaxed. And I mean, as yeah, because I mean, she was looking for her sister, so she was always stressed. Every time you saw her, she was either trying to find out something or trying to think of something or trying to. She was just always stressed. So yeah, that character was fun to play. Yeah.
So, tell me, in your view, what do you think is the next stage for Nollywood? A lot of people are happy now that in the last few years we've been getting a lot of attention. Um, we got some movies as originals on
On
Netflix and the rest
Netflix.
of it. What do you think is the next stage for Nollywood?
It's a difficult question to answer because even the originals that we are so happy about, I mean, we were hearing sometime recently that that's no longer going to be the case. So nobody really knows what direction the industry is taking at the moment. For many people who shot their movies and wanted to put them on streaming platforms, they've had to resort to doing cinema runs now, maybe because it's not so easy to get your movie on a streaming platform. And then should we now talk about the YouTube? Should we talk about the YouTube craze where so many producers do release a movie every Friday or every week?
I think it's some people think it's good for the industry.
Well, I don't really have an opinion on that. Why? Don't have an opinion on that. It's good for the industry in the sense that for the producers, they do make a lot of money from the YouTube productions if the film does well. But on the other hand, if you've ever been on a set of a YouTube produced movie and see the way things are done, you will actually question whether it is good for the industry. So if you say the bottom line in terms of money, then yes. But in terms of everything else, is it really moving the industry forward?
What do you mean by that?
In terms of set, when being on set.
Yeah. So what I'm used to when I'm filming is doing several takes for a scene, right? But for most of those YouTube productions, it's one take. Literally, yeah, if you talk to anybody who has been on a set, that literally is what it is. And I've done a couple of stories that I liked, so I know. It is one take.
With someone like with your background in, you've done stage effortlessly, and then you've done screen. what was the? I would have thought that you would excel at something like that. The one take thing.
No, that's not the point. The reason why several takes are done is to get different angles, is to get shots for safety. You're not doing one take because your actors are bad. I mean, you're not doing several takes because your actors are bad. That's not why.
Mm.
It's to get different angles, to shoot it properly. But I mean, nobody is complaining, because the audience is eating
Eating
it
it
up.
up.
Yeah, so nobody is complaining. Whatever works, whatever the audience wants, you give it to them. It's that simple, really.
That your one take makes me remember. I think you know the story I want to tell. My daughter was very young then. I took her to a movie set. So at that time, she was so much in love with an actress. I don't want to mention the actress name. So they were filming. So she was just watching. She was just watching. And unlike her, she just kept very quiet. So when we got to the car, we were going home. She now said, Daddy, I thought that so person was very brilliant. I said, why? She said, why were they asking her to keep doing the same thing and repeating it? She thought that she didn't get it. That
No,
was
yeah,
why.
no, no. To be honest, there are even sometimes as an actor, right, that maybe you've done about 5 takes or 6 or 7 takes, and you know that it was perfect, but the director keeps, oh, let's do that again, let's do, and you're like, "Ah, what does this person want?" Like, but that is what I'm used to, the thorough and the proper. And like I said, nobody is complaining. If it works, it works. If it makes money for the producer, it makes money for the actor. If it keeps the crew employed, nobody
Works.
nobody is complaining.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now it seems that a lot of Nollywood actors are now telling Nigerian stories. Unlike before, when it was more of a lot of people were complaining that all our stories were about mother-in-law, this.
But those are the
love.
Nigerian
Boy
stories.
girl.
But those are the Nigerian
But people
stories.
at a point, people got
They're saying
bored.
Nigerians are more complex than that, and
That-
the simple and the
you
simple
understand?
stories.
And that now a lot of Nigerians are happy that people are now telling more of our stories. Like the people are doing biopic, people are doing historical movies. What do you think about that?
So I think that art imitates life, right? And we as human beings, we constantly evolve. So once upon a time, the things that people could relate to, people like stories that they can relate to. So once upon a time, things that people could relate to, the stories they could relate to, were the mother-in-law story, because those were the things that people were actually going through, right? And we have evolved as a people. Now there's social media, we are so exposed to things that we previously were never exposed to. So obviously people are now going to get, you know what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, and they want more. They want more. They're like, is this all you have to offer? Like, we want more. So it's only to be expected. Art imitates life, after all. So yeah, people want more, and
So you thought
and
that
like I
was why
said,
at some point, we evoluted into like soft porn. Because a lot of movies that were being done had a lot of nudity.
Nudity.
yeah, because like I said, with the exposure, once upon a time, even in Nollywood, kissing was, if you kiss someone, it's like, but now it's a normal thing. Everybody kisses in movies, so people constantly want to push the envelope. People constantly want more. They're like, is this all you have to offer? Give us more, give us more, and you will do whatever the audience wants. Like we said about YouTube, for as long as there's an audience for it, people will continue to make movies, for the audience. So
For you, what's the extent you can go where you're making the movie in terms of
What do you
want to
mean?
go?
Oh, so as far as I'm concerned, if I read the script and I think that whatever the director is asking me to do will adequately tell that story and is very important to the story, yeah, then I would do, yeah. For as long as I've read the script and I think it's okay for me to do, then yeah. Because sometimes I watch, certain movies and I'm like, yeah, this is not realistic. If this was really happening, this will not be the case. So if you've accepted the role, you need to have a conversation with the director about how far you will go. What does he want to do? Is this something you can do? Because directors get really upset when actors get on set and say, I can't do this, I can't do that, and their next question will be, did you not read the script? Like, you should have known that this. So yeah. So whatever is required to tell the story.
Okay. My last question for you before you run away
Mhm.
is this: what are the things that we should look forward to watching from you this year?
So I actually have quite a number of projects. You know how she was saying that, oh, it seemed like I just went off. No, I was actually working, but I don't know. Producers determine
when they
when their
release.
products, come out. That's one. And then the second thing is sometimes they're trying to get their, films on certain platforms, and then it's only when maybe that one now doesn't work that they now say, huh, okay, let's just. Did you see like your reunion last year?
Yeah.
How can you say that I went off? I should even fight you safe. Like what are
No,
you on?
because I wasn't seeing
Like what are you on about?
That
You
was
did not,
funny
you did not see like your reunion. Yeah, what are we talking about? That's what I'm trying to say. That at one point you're literally jumping from set to set, and then you just get to a point in your career where you are like, okay, you know what? No, I don't want to do that anymore. I really just want to do the big ones, or the ones that are worthwhile, or the ones that are, as opposed to just being everywhere and jumping around.
Producing still paying the bills enough to keep you in the game.
Yes, I'm here. I mean, what are we talking about? Although I have to say that I do a lot of stuff in medicine as well. Yeah, that's why I made that statement about never really having left, So,
All
yeah,
right.
that pays bills as well.
Dr. Kiki, I know
Yeah.
that when a lot of young people who have listened to this will get inspired, and then, like we always say, it's always good to have a second address when you are trying to do Nollywood, and they will know that some people who also feels that Nollywood is for never do well will know that.
Yeah, when they see people like us, who actually have degrees and we have chosen to be in Nollywood, they know that Nollywood is not a place for people that don't have any choice. We're actually serious people in Nollywood.
All
You
right,
know.
thank you so much for coming, and I'm
Thank
sure that
you.
very soon when you have a big project or something big coming,
I'll
you
come
will
back.
also come back and talk about it.
I can't wait.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.